Stop everything and listen closely. There are two brutal truths most men completely ignore, and that's exactly why they suffer quietly, repeat the same mistakes, and miss out on a life of real power, respect, and crystal clear direction. If you want to stop living like a victim and start building like a strategist, this video is for you. If you're ready to understand why you keep attracting the wrong people, why your pain keeps cycling, why your deepest desires stay out of reach, then stay locked in until the very end. No sugarcoating here. Just hard, liberating truths. Psychological insights fused with ancient Stoic wisdom that modern men have forgotten. We're covering why your pain is a signal, not a punishment, why you attract exactly who you are, and how to turn raw suffering into quiet, masculine power. Every word in this video is a mental weapon to become the man no one can control. The answer lies in your reaction. Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. Viktor Frankl. Take a second to let that sink in. This comes from a man who survived one of history's worst nightmares, Nazi concentration camps. Viktor Frankl lost everything, his family, his freedom, his bearings. Yet in that hell, he uncovered a shattering truth few grasp in daily life. True freedom begins in your mind. What does that really mean? Every single day you're hit with frustrating situations. Someone insults you, a coworker disrespects you, your partner criticizes harshly, a project crashes, you lose money. That's life. It owes you nothing. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always master how you respond. Most people live in pure reaction mode. Someone angers them, they yell. Something scares them, they run or freeze. They react without thinking. They're slaves to their emotions. But the man who realizes there's space between trigger and response becomes free. He steps into a higher dimension, awareness, inner mastery, wisdom. Real-life example, someone provokes you on the street. The impulsive man insults back or swings. The wise man observes, stays calm, chooses silence or firm boundaries. He keeps control of himself. Your girlfriend snaps at you harshly. The fragile man shouts or shuts down. The strong man listens, analyzes, responds with clarity. He turns conflict into opportunity. An unexpected disaster ruins your plans. The immature man complains and spirals. The stoic man adapts. He breathes, adjusts, moves forward. Your brain runs on autopilot. The human mind is wired to save energy, so it builds emotional reflexes. If you grew up around constant anger or fear, your brain likely got programmed for impulsive reactions. But here's the powerful news. You can reprogram your mind. It takes effort, self-observation, repetition. Every time you consciously choose your response, you expand that space of inner freedom. You become stronger, calmer, more in command of your reality. How to widen that space? First, conscious breathing. When emotion surges, don't react. Take a deep breath. That simple act pulls you back to the present. Second, ask the right question. What's the most useful response for me right now? Not the most impulsive or emotional, the most useful. Third, accept you control only yourself, not others. That's where your true power lives. Stoic insight, Epictetus. It's not things that disturb men, but their judgments about things. The Stoic doesn't deny pain, loss, or injustice. He acknowledges them without attachment. He knows his freedom doesn't depend on external events, only on his inner response. The Stoic is a calm warrior. He doesn't flee reality. He faces it with clear eyes. He refuses to hand outsiders power over his peace. The automatic reactor is a slave to emotions. The conscious responder is a free man. Tell me in the comments, to you, what is a Stoic man? A silent warrior? A wise father? A man standing alone with his choices? Describe him in one sentence. I'll reply personally to your comment. You're not alone in this pursuit of mastery. Thousands of us choose every day to grow stronger inside. What you feed inside grows. You become what you think about most often. Earl Nightingale. This simple line is one of the most potent you can embed in your life. It can be a massive construction tool or a delayed bomb if ignored. Harsh truth. Everything you allow to live inside you grows and eventually dominates you. The psychology of your thoughts. Your brain has incredible power to forge neural connections. Repeat a thought and you strengthen that pathway. Dwell on fear daily, it becomes automatic. Obsess over rejection, it hardens into truth. Fixate on betrayal, failure, shame. You build your own private hell, even if no one forces you. Science calls this neuroplasticity. You have the power to rewire, redirect your thoughts, and reshape your life. But first, you must see what you're feeding every day. The two wolves inside you. You've probably heard the old Cherokee proverb, inside each of us are two wolves. One dark, full of hate, jealousy, fear, anger. One light, full of love, calm, courage, truth. Which wins? The one you feed? It's not just poetic, it's psychological reality. Every thought is a seed. Plant envy, comparison, frustration daily, and don't be surprised when you end up lost in a dark forest of doubt and pain. But plant strength, gratitude, mastery, vision every day, and you cultivate an inner garden that withstands any storm. Why this matters now? In our modern world, distractions and negativity bombard us constantly. Social media floods you with perfect lives you don't have. Media sells fear, crisis, war. People around you complain, criticize, doubt. If you don't guard what enters your mind, you get programmed by default. And that default won't make you free, strong, or fulfilled. It'll leave you fragile, confused, frustrated. 3 concrete actions to feed the right wolf. Control your mental environment. Cut or limit anything feeding fear, self-sabotage, comparison. Surround yourself with elevating content, people, routines. Rewrite your dominant thoughts. Every morning write 3 statements you want to root in you. Example: I stay calm in the storm. I trust my process. I master my thoughts. Repeat daily. They reshape your identity. Consciously choose what grows inside. Want more courage? Focus on it daily. Want less anger? Observe it and replace it. What you watch gains power. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius. The soul takes on the color of its thoughts. The Stoic knows his inner world is sacred. He doesn't let just anything in. He selects thoughts like a warrior selects weapons. He doesn't aim to conquer the world first. He conquers himself. This isn't magic. It's mental discipline. Every thought you nurture is a brick in the architecture of your character. Eventually, you live in the structure you built. Tell me in the comments, which wolf are you feeding right now? The one of fear or mastery, anger or calm? Be honest. I'll read it and reply with full sincerity. We all fight this inner battle, but only those who face it become truly powerful. Your suffering is a signal, not a punishment. Pain doesn't come to break you. It comes to wake you up. The silent men, the real ones walking alone through their own transformation nights. No, pain isn't the enemy. It's a messenger, a call, a brutal but fair teacher. Ignoring or fleeing it only prolongs the lesson. Why do we really suffer? You might think it's because of rejection, because she doesn't love you anymore, because you lack money, recognition, the life you crave. But the raw truth, you suffer from a gap between reality and the story you tell yourself about reality. You suffer because you resist what is. You say, I shouldn't be alone, I shouldn't be broke, I shouldn't have failed. Whatever you refuse to accept controls you. The psychology of resistance. The human mind is built for survival. It hates discomfort, dreads uncertainty. When things don't go your way, it treats them as threats, triggering stress, anxiety, flight, or rage. But the great sages, philosophers, and mind masters understood. Suffering is a message. Listen, and it becomes light. Concrete example: you suffer after a breakup. That signals an attachment, illusion, or dependence you need to break. You suffer from lack of money. It points to gaps in strategy, discipline, mindset. You suffer from low confidence. It shows your worth is tied to others' opinions. Pain isn't punishment, it's revelation. Turn suffering into power. The weak man flees pain, into distractions, addictions, comfort. He denies emotions or projects them outward, blames, accuses, cries inside. The strong man does the opposite, faces pain head on, no filter. He asks, why am I experiencing this? What must I learn? He uses pain as a mirror, not a whip. That's where inner alchemy begins. Pain becomes clarity. Clarity becomes direction. Direction becomes power. How to use suffering as fuel. Write your pain instead of fleeing it. Journal what you feel, not to complain, but to uncover the hidden message. Each word untangles a thread in your mind. Voluntarily expose yourself to discomfort. Stop hiding. Go where it hurts. Make hard decisions. To get stronger, go where it stings. Transform every pain into a mission. Suffered rejection? Teach dignity. Known poverty? Master abundance. Lived in doubt? Embody clarity. Turn your trial into testimony. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius. What wounds us instructs us. What drops us raises us. What humbles us purifies us. The Stoic doesn't see pain as curse. He sees it as initiation. Every life blow is a forge. You are the metal. Refuse the fire and stay brittle. Enter it and emerge unbreakable. Stoics didn't avoid suffering. They accepted it, tamed it, because the more a man learns to suffer consciously, the less controllable, breakable, manipulable he becomes. Tell me in the comments, what's the greatest pain you've endured? And what did it teach you? Even if it's fresh or unclear, share it. Your pain might light the way for another man. I'll reply honestly, sincerely, no filter. You attract what you are, not what you want. What you are screams so loudly I can't hear what you say. Ralph Waldo Emerson. You can dream of wealth, peace, love, respect, freedom. Read every self-help book. Affirm to the universe daily. But here's the truth few dare say. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. The silent mistake most make. People live in illusion. They think desires alone suffice. Want something hard enough and it manifests. But life doesn't respond to words. It responds to your inner vibration. You want a high-value woman but don't embody discipline, strength, clarity. She won't see you. You want financial freedom but think like a slave and act like a loser. It won't come. You want respect but don't respect yourself. The world ignores you. Life doesn't give what you ask. It mirrors you ruthlessly. Every event, relationship, struggle reflects your inner man, not the image you project. Look around. Who are you attracting? What problems loop endlessly? What emotions rule your days? Your life is the most honest mirror. The psychology of authentic attraction. We draw experiences that confirm our deep identity. Believe deep down you're unlovable. You'll sabotage healthy bonds unconsciously. See money as evil or undeserved. You'll push opportunities away. Feel weak. You'll surround yourself with dominators or manipulators. You attract not conscious wants, but unconscious beliefs about what you deserve. How to change what you attract. Elevate your identity level. Stop defining yourself by past, mistakes, others' words. Build a new mental image of who you want to be and align daily actions to it. Act as if you're already that man. Want discipline? Rise when it's hard. Want freedom? Make responsible choices. Want peace? Eliminate chaos sources. Clean house inside. Destroy limiting beliefs. Face unhealed wounds. Purge lies, complaints, doubt from your mind. You can't attract a higher life than your mind's level. Stoic insight. It's not the wind that decides your direction. It's the set of your sail. The Stoic doesn't manipulate the world for wants. He transforms to deserve them. He doesn't chase glory, women, gold. He works daily to become higher value. As he becomes rare, what matches him comes naturally. He doesn't complain about attractions. He looks in the mirror and says, if I want different, I must become different. Tell me in the comments, what do you want most in life right now? And are you becoming the man who deserves it? No judgment, just honesty. Recognizing the gap between want and being is how you evolve. I'll reply, brother to brother, no filter. What you tolerate becomes your life. You teach others how to treat you by what you accept, let slide, and refuse to confront. Tony Gaskins. Every time you let disrespect pass, stay in toxicity, hoping it improves. Stay silent while crushed. You train life to crush you more. What you tolerate becomes your normal. Worse, you habituate to surviving in pain instead of living in dignity. It never starts spectacularly. It begins with small concessions for peace, kindness, or fear. You say yes when you mean no, accept lateness, excuses, zero effort. Let toxic people linger hoping they'll change. Stay in relationships where you're ignored, minimized, used, and tell yourself it's fine. But each tolerance erodes self-respect, drop by drop. The psychology of tolerance thresholds. Behavioral psychology calls it passive emotional conditioning. Gradually adapt to constant pain, and you normalize it. Harsh truth. Stay long enough in damaging situations, and you lose ability to recognize what you truly deserve. That's how strong men end up in mediocre lives, simply by letting bad things settle without pushback. What you accept today becomes tomorrow's standard. Look at your current life. Every relationship, habit, environment results from what you've tolerated. Tolerate a woman ignoring or playing games, you encourage more. Tolerate negative, lazy friends, you stay stuck in their energy. Tolerate your own lack of discipline, you make failure habitual. Remember, life doesn't send what you want, it amplifies what you tolerate. How to reclaim control. Set boundaries clearly, no apologies. No need to yell or explain. A real man commands respect through choice clarity. Say, that's not acceptable for me. Then act accordingly. Flee mediocrity. Walk alone if needed. Solitude of a dignified man beats the noise of collective cowardice. Reward what respects you. Cut what harms you. Feed healthy bonds. Sever blurry, toxic, lukewarm ones. You're a man, not a doormat. Stoic insight. Epictetus. The free man is the one who fears not to say no. A Stoic doesn't seek to please. He lives by values, not others' desires. He knows every concession to lies, comfort, fear, betrays himself. He says no without hate, but with firmness. Leaves without drama, but with dignity. Cuts without anger, but with clarity. Each time he gains more self-respect. No person, no woman, no system can steal it. Your turn. What are you tolerating right now? Deep down you know you must stop? Write it in the comments. Lay it out. That comment is your first declaration of independence. I'll reply because your respect starts here. You see now, it's not luck that changes a life. not a woman, job, or miracle. It's clarity, courage to face pain head-on, responsibility to become the man you'd want to meet. Stop chasing approval, stop seeking validation, seek deep self-respect. The day you become that man, the world has no choice but to treat you with respect. Final goal, 1,000 likes. If even one truth hit you, if you want more raw, masculine, mentally strong content, if you believe in the rise of silent but powerful men, hit like now. Share with a brother who needs these words. Subscribe to Relationship Psychology to join men rejecting mediocrity. Call to comments. Tell me, what does stoicism mean to you? As promised, I'll reply personally to every comment. This isn't just a channel, it's a movement for men rising quietly but with unbreakable principles. Stay strong.